Good morning, everybody. Hello. How are we all doing? Hello, good morning. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone's doing well. If you're new here, my name is Dustin, and this channel, Modern Metaphysicae, is about all things occult and esoteric with a very heavy lean on the tarot. I hope everybody has some coffee or an adult beverage or something delicious to snack on. Because today I thought we could hang out and do another episode of my recent roundups where I share with you all of the things that have recently come into my collection, and I have some cool stuff to share with you guys today. I'm gonna say this. This is a hot take, you guys. Um, Los Scarberos out of the doghouse, like, and 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 U.S. games might be in the doghouse now. It's getting wild out there. I don't know what's happening. The tarot timeline we're in is confusing me, but yeah, we'll see when we get to the tarot. But hello. Oh my goodness, the hat emoji. I keep forgetting about the hat emoji. Lexi, after the live stream in Discord, you have to remind me to do the hat emoji. Keep forgetting about it. Thank you. But good morning, everyone. Hello, Bunny Kisses and Vintage Moon. Tom's in here. Kristen. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. I think I saw Ensky. Hello. Um, and oh yes, um, Lexi shared a photo, the most adorable photo of her cat yesterday, whose birthday it was, and it had a little birthday hat on, and it made me really happy. I I loved it. It was super cute. So happy birthday to Lexi's cat. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. As always, guys, with these live streams, if you are interested in any of the things that I'm sharing or featuring today, you can find links in the description box down below. Down there, you'll also find links to my personal website where you can book a tarot reading with me, all of my social media where you can reach out and connect, all that fun stuff. In the doobly boo, you guys know the drill. It's down there. Click the stuff. You'll also find a link to Scholar Metaphysicae, which is our channel membership program. Huge shout out and thank you to all of our channel members and to those of you who have been around like Tom since the beginning. I really appreciate each and every one of you so very much. Right now, we are doing a study hall, which is a perk available to all tiers of the members where we are reading and discussing book club style Robert M. Place's The Tarot, Magic, Alchemy, Hermeticism, and Neoplatonism, which is really fun. And the next meeting is next Sunday, so I'm really looking forward to that. And we are trucking through this. Like we're making some progress. So I'm excited actually to wrap this up because I have some cool ideas for the next study hall. Um, there's a lot of stuff I want to read now. Like my reading list is getting crazy. Hi Mountain Shadow, hello. Coffee. Where is Patrick? Where is that guy? Yeah, Patrick always has a ton of ideas for study hall, which I love. So yeah, let's get tucked in here because I have a good chunk of things to share. I thought, oh, there he is. There he is. All right. Hello, Thought Thingy. Good morning. Let's dig in. The first thing I wanted to share, which I'm really excited about, you guys, is I finally got my copy of Giordano Bruno's Hermetic Tradition by Francis Yates. This is the new kind of deluxe edition that is being published by Gallo Glass Books, who are absolutely wonderful. And I'm really excited to see what they continue to publish. This book has been around for some time. It is available on Amazon and in booksellers in paperback for a very affordable price, but this is a very nice new edition. It has a lovely cover, which I really love. The dust jacket is really nice too. This is a really great sort of perspective on um, Renaissance kind of occultism and studies. I will say this book was, not only is it a lot heavier than I kind of like anticipated, but it's also, the paper is not what I expected. It's more of like a magazine paper. But that's okay. I still love it nonetheless. As you can see, it's very academic, lots of footnotes, and things like that. We're on the bright side. Let's see if we can tone it. That's a little better. We won't blind you by the bright white. Hi, Elwin. Um, but yeah, it's a little it's very dense, very academic. It is illustrated, which is lovely. But I'm really excited to kind of tuck into this. Giordano Bruno has been a figure that I have long been fascinated by, and kind of obsessed with. And look at all the pretty pictures. So I'm very excited to tuck into this. This just arrived a little while, like about a week ago. Actually, I think I spoiled this last week. So so very excited for this. Um yeah, beautiful book by Glass. All right. Next up, I'm no particular order, by the way. This doesn't follow the order I listed down below. Um, so if that confuses you, I'm sorry. But this, I am you guys, Lon Milo, Grandpa Lon, one of my favorite tarot authors of all time, a true inspiration, someone who takes his craft seriously but does not take himself too seriously, which I really appreciate in this day and age because a lot of people take themselves way too seriously. But yeah, Juan Milo Duquette's new book, The Tarot Architect, is here. Very excited about this. The foreword's by Mary Kay Greer, who I have much respect for. Um, and I did also pull out because you can see in this book here, he references his own tarot, which is the Tarot of Ceremonial Magic. I pulled out my copy of his book for that so that I could cross-reference because I like to do nerdy things like that. But I'm really excited to kind of dig into this and kind of see what he has to say about the tarot now. It seems like a really cool little perspective. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. It looks like we have the cube of space in here and all kind we have Kabbalah, and yeah, this looks really cool. Um, very excited. Very excited for this one. So, The Tarot Architect. It's here finally. I'm so excited to read this. This actually is next on my reading list. So once we finish study hall, I am diving directly into this. Um, Actually, I need to finish Marsilio first. I probably should do that first, and then I'll dive into this. Okay, so there is that. Yeah, he does cover some Enochian magic in it. Yeah, there's a lot. He covers a lot in here. Like this is by no means the simple course he kind of outlines in his Thoth book. This is definitely a little bit more advanced, which I'm excited for. Like honestly, there aren't a lot of like intermediate and advanced tarot books out there, um, mainly because they don't have the mass market appeal, right? When people go to buy a book on tarot, it's typically because they're new to reading tarot. So the basic how to read tarot 101 style books are the ones that publishers tend to pick up more often than not. And so these kind of books tend to not make it through, or they tend to be ones that are self-published or indie published and things like that, so they don't have the signal power that I think this will have. And I'm excited for this because I think this will rekindle some interest in perspectives on the tarot that I align with, which is cool. So really exciting. Everybody's excited about this in chat too. I'm so excited. Yay. Okay, so there's that. Next up, we have, look at how beautiful the cover on this one is. Oh, it's so pretty. This is The Owl's Eye. This is a recent release by Troy Books, who I absolutely love. I love their cloth bound covers, and their stuff is great. I love this book. It's a collection of charms and spells and procedures that have been taken out of historical fortune telling books. So it's kind of like uh mishmash of different sources. But yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I love the vintage fortune telling. If I could ever find one of these like old fortune telling adverts like this, you bet your booty I will be buying that. Like I love this kind of stuff. Um, 10 cents, by the way, for a reading. What do you guys think about that price? Is that a good price? I wonder what that. What do we know what year this is? Does it say? It doesn't say. I would love to know. I, judging by the imagery, I feel like it's probably the 20s or the 30s. Maybe, maybe the 40s. But I would love to know what the 10 cent like conversion rate would be, right? Um, love this kind of stuff though. Look at how cool this is. So cool. I love this kind of stuff. It's so fun. Teacup and telling. Warned by a dream. It is sometimes happens that you are warned by a dream, but it's much more generally occurs that you dream and do not know what your dream means. Here you will find the meanings of hundreds of dreams, the explanation of omens, and the indications of fortune found in the teacup. I love it. I love it. All kinds of cool stuff in here. So very excited to dive into this, and tons of little charms and little spells and things like that. Great historic perspective on stuff. So that is The Owl's Eye from Troy Books. Okay. Yeah, 1910s, 1920s. Yeah, that probably makes sense. But I would love to know what the conversion rate on that would be. I wonder if Google knows. How much in today's money would 10 cents be from 19, we'll do 1920 for funsies. It would be about $2 today. That's what we're looking at. So $2 for a reading. That's crazy. All right. Fun stuff. Okay, and then last but certainly not least in the book world, the book train is my copy of The Discovery of Witches, which finally arrived. This is by Reginald Scott. It is published by Black Letter Press. This is basically this is from the 16th century, late 16th century. So I think it was like 1580s. Basically, the premise of the book challenged the existence of witchcraft during a lot of the kind of persecution of witches and witch hunting and all that kind of stuff. But the reason why this book is kind of highly regarded and valued within the occult community is because it comprehensively documents spells and rituals and all that kind of stuff, right? Which a lot of that stuff was lost to time and burning and persecution and things like that. So this kind of took like a different perspective on the whole topic, but yeah, it's a beautiful book. You know, the folks over at Black Letter Press always do an astounding job at producing exceptionally. I mean, look at these end papers, you guys. Who doesn't love a marbled end paper? I love me a marbled end paper, and this is gorgeous. um, so yeah, this is a really cool kind of historical perspective on the occult, and has within its pages a lot of really cool references to actual historical spells and charms and rituals and all that kind of stuff. And that's stuff that's really interesting to me in my practice, because it's it's one of those things that I think a lot of people forget that um this kind of stuff has been around for a long time, right? Um and it's easy because when you delve into occultism and things like that, most people are generally exposed to it at like Barnes and Noble, right? And then you're dealing with mostly texts that were written in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So, look at this cover though. Isn't this gorgeous? So, yeah, and it has a lovely little ribbon bookmark, which is nice. It's a double bookmark. Oh, I'm not even showing it. Right. There it is. So, and it's gilt and yeah, beautiful book from Black Letter Press. I'm very excited to kind of dig my teeth into this. Um, I always keep the bookmarks and stuff they send in the front of the book, by the way. Somebody, when they get uh, my library, will have fun with that. So I love this, by the way. I love this little publisher's note. The letters U and J were not part of the original Latin alphabet. They evolved from V and I during the Middle Ages and became part of the modern alphabet in the late 16th century. On these pages, we have chosen to retain the original I and V forms. So this is one like fun little history printmaking fact, which I love. Um, so yeah, great little book. And look at how gorgeous this is printed with the duotone, the red and the black. I love it. It's and I love these old print style headers and yeah, it's gorgeous. So finally got that. Okay, so that is it as far as books go in terms of what I got in recently in my book collection. Yeah, they really did like that. That is one of my favorite Black Letter Press books ever. And I need to find a place. So like I have all these books, right? So this shelf, like these shelves over here are all like paperback, occult, tarot, witchcraft, etc. And then this shelf and this shelf is all fiction and some spirituality books, self-help books, creativity books, stuff like that. And then I have a like barrister's bookcase to my left here that I keep all of like my special editions in, but it's getting full. I don't know what to do. Um, so I'm gonna have to do some reorganizing. There's some like paperbacks and stuff in there that I might pull out and migrate over to these shelves, but we gotta do some shuffling. Do some shuffling. Um, yeah, the cover is gorgeous. Library tour, yeah, soon. I'm like in the throes of like reorganizing stuff and going through like the tarot closet. That's what this table is about. I know this hasn't changed much because that's just sitting there, but the other side of the table, which is behind this pile you can't see, has been changing quite a bit because I'm like going through stuff. So yeah, library tour soon. As soon as I get through this project that has been created by the shelves, and yeah, it has been a project of like reorganizing everything. Yeah, moving moving books and tarot decks and all that is always it's a project. It is a project. Okay, so tarot decks. Okay, so to get back to like my hot topic take that I teased at the beginning of this video. By the way, you guys, if you're still watching, if you're here, all the links in the description box. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel and the community to grow. Subscribe if you haven't done so already so you don't miss my future live streams and things like that. All that fun stuff. I do really appreciate it. So if you haven't done so already, thumbs up, all the usual YouTube things. But hot take on tarot right now. So I got some new decks in. Um, I got some new mass. This is all mass market, by the way. I haven't gotten any indie decks in this past month. So this is all mass market. And I got these decks in and I was like, what is going on? What is happening? What tarot timeline have we slipped into? Because normally I'm a massive fan of US Games cardstock and their presentation and everything. It's usually It's usually on point. It's great. It's good quality, and I don't have a lot of gripes. And then Los Scarabeo and Llewellyn, on the other hand, are like not it, right? Los Scarabeo tends to have like cereal box cardboard style cardstock, and we all know how much I hate the box inside of a box with a book thing that Llewellyn has going on, and they usually have really glossy cardstock and things like that. All the tables have been flipped, and my world is I don't know what's happening. I'm really struggling over here, guys. Like I'm like, what is happening? So I got in the Magical Hours Tarot. I was really excited about this. It was giving me like Claire Obscura vibes, which I was really excited about. I don't know. I'm indifferent about this one. Okay. So let's switch cameras here so we can dive in a little bit. Um First of all, we have like a box within a box with a book because the book apparently needed to be printed larger or something. I don't know what. I hate packaging like this. I absolutely despise it. So we have a box within a box, and we have a tuck box within a decent box. Like why so much packaging? Now cardstock wise, the cardstock's okay. I did know going into this that this deck would be glossy, which I'm okay with. US Games glossy cardstock isn't my favorite, but it's not terrible. Let's zoom in here. Zoom in. But the deck itself, it's beautiful. It is really gorgeous, but we've changed literally every card we can probably change um, from a man into a woman or an animal. So there's very little male representation in this deck, which I did not think was the case. I didn't think it was going to be as bad as, and that is my biggest gripe about this. Now, I get it. I get it. I get it. I totally understand, right? Um, don't get me wrong, but as a dude, I like to see my like men reflected in the tarot. And I don't have a problem generally with switching genders of cards and things like that. It's when like there's no representation one way or the other, right? I'm not a huge fan of all male decks. I'm not a huge fan of all female decks. This is a very heavy female deck. So that kind of threw me a little bit. The glossy cardstock, I'm not a huge fan of. The artwork is stunning. I love the artwork. It's gorgeous. Packaging is a miss for me on this one, but yeah, I don't know. This I was just not as impressed by this as I thought I would be. And as you can see, it's women on every card until you get to the king, which there is a man on. And I think so the king here is anamorphic. I believe the cups king is also anamorphic, and then the swords king is also anamorphic. So there's basically one guy in the whole deck. Um so I don't know. The backs are gorgeous. I'm gonna have to do some readings with this and see just kind of how it reads because I really do like the artwork. I love the kind of etherealness of it, but I don't know. It wasn't what I was fully expecting. Um, the packaging is just a miss. The cardstock is not ideal. It's kind of stiff and it's glossy. I did reorder it, but that's okay. Um, I don't know. What do you guys think in chat? What does chat think? Let me pull up chat here. I'm not really watching. Um, well, it is yeah, I can I think that's a fair criticism. Yep, I agree, Miss Moonlight. The Kings are disappointing. Um, it's a nope for me. Yeah, I don't know. There's just I wanted to love this so much, but it kind of missed the mark in a lot of different ways for me. So that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, This is a deck I'll probably keep though, because I do get a lot of requests for kind of decks like this, and I don't have a lot in my collection. So having, a more heavily leaning deck in terms of like my tarot toolbox, I'll definitely keep because I think the artwork is beautiful. But I think it's one of those decks I need to kind of dig into and learn and spend some time with. I did kind of flip through um, the book a little bit, and the whole kind of premise of the card, like the deck is like time, right? There's time involved in the cards. Um, so I want to kind of dig into that and see what that's about, but I haven't had time to do so. The guidebook is beautiful. Like you get full art and it's like expanded art from the cards, which is kind of cool. Um, but yeah, I don't know. My initial knee jerk reaction to this is mm, I don't know. So I did get this in. I've only had this for a few days now, actually. I got it day before yesterday, so um we'll see how this one goes. But now, again, the packaging. US Games, why? Like you guys were so on point previously, like with the old style tarot and all those kind of decks. But now we're just like, I don't know, this is so like redundant and unnecessary. And then of course we have these little like tray things that like this situation, like look, it's already ripped. Like I hate these. Ugh. So there's that. There's the Magical Hours Tarot. Okay, next up we have the Tarot de Besançon. I think it's Gaudius. Um, I love these. The Anima Antiqua series from Los Scarabellos. I have every single one that's ever come out. I love these decks so much. They're kind of facsimile reproductions of historical tarot decks, and this one doesn't disappoint. One of the early editions of a Besançon with the reversed, the no reversals kind of situation going on, right? So, um, the cups and see, I even had it, I had it upside down because the cups are upside down. It's a beautiful deck. Not much else to say. I love some historical tarot, right? And this one is right up there. So we will definitely. Oh, we're like out of focus. Why are we out of focus? What's going on here? So yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Let's see here. Soprafino is one of my favorites too. Vintage Moon. I love Soprafino. I love the packaging on these. These are great. They're always fun. Very cool deck. Um, yeah, love these. Not much to say there. Okay, now the Illuminati Tarot. So this deck, this deck has been around for a while, um, and the early editions of this deck had horrible things happen with the gilding. Oh, did I miss a question? I'm sorry. What was the question? Let's look. Let's look really quick. The card stock's great on that. Yeah, the card stock is great on the Besançon. Yeah, the card stock on these are always great. They're always kind of like a standard US games style card stock typically. Um and yeah, they're not bad. So, um so yeah. Did I miss any other questions? I'm sorry. If I do miss questions, just do them all caps at Modern Metaphysics Gay. They'll highlight nice and bright on my screen for me. Okay. Oh, thank you. I know I always get nervous about my French pronunciations with Patrick in chat because he is a French speaker. Okay, back to the Tarot Illuminati. So this deck's been around for a while. I've always enjoyed this deck. I think the artwork is unique. It's different. It's very in of a place and time. The original editions of this deck. So there was. I wonder if I have it close by. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm just checking. Is that? No. Oh, it is. It's right here. Okay. So it's been around for some time. There was this original kind of tuck box edition of the deck, which I have. I have actually edged this one in black. This is like old Los Scarabeo standard cardstock. This was my favorite vintage edition of the deck. They did like these special editions with like in like a box kind of Llewellyn style that had like the big, it has a good big guidebook, and it had like gold gilding, but the gold gilding in that deck is like notorious in the tarot community because it like stuck together. Like you'd get your cards and the cards would literally be like stuck together and you'd have to like peel them apart, and sometimes it would like rip the cards and stuff. It was awful. um so I was surprised. I was a little surprised when I saw that this was getting reprinted and that it was gilt, and I was like, oh, I wonder. So I picked it up because I do enjoy the deck. And oh, we're missing a couple cards here. And I was shocked. I will say this. I was shook. I was shooketh. I was shooketh. First of all, gilding, not bad. Doesn't stick. The cardstock is amazing. I was like, what? What is this cardstock? Little Scarabeo, what's going, like, can you guys hear that? I don't know if you guys, it's like papery and buttery, and the finish is really nice. And I was like, holy crap. Like, this might be my new favorite cardstock. I'm not even kidding you guys. Like, this is no exaggeration. Like, this cardstock is amazing. Are the backs exactly the same? Oh, they are. It's just kind of, it's it's a little revamp. But the the art in this is I love it. I think it's fun. It's modern and classical. It's collagey. It's there's a lot of stuff in here I like. Um, yeah. Yours had I haven't really noticed the split. I think that's just from warping. I'm sure once it gets used, that typically goes away. And most decks that come like this tend to have that because they print them the way they print them and the way they cut them. Um, but this cardstock is look at this Hermit card. This is one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. It's gorgeous. But you can see it's a very, I mean, this cardstock, I don't know how I don't know how to describe it, you guys. It's so nice. It's so nice. Let's shuffle this. Let's give it a oh, it shuffles like butter. It's so nice. This cardstock is amazing. Like, I'm gonna write a letter to Los Scarabeo and just be like, you guys, that's the stuff. Like, this is the juice. Um, yeah. So let's see. Is there a split? No split. So yeah, I love this cardstock. And the deck this literally has a renewed has renewed the interest in this deck for me. Oh, I guess we don't need that in there. It's a gorgeous deck. But this cardstock, you guys, I am blown away. Blown away from this cardstock. From the top. From the top, make it drop. No. Oop. Yeah, no. No splits. A lot of times those splits will work themselves out, especially if you so fun fact, if you get a deck and you notice that there's like some cards that are bowed in different directions and you have like those natural breaks in the deck, um refocus camera, refocus for me. Hello. Um if you notice that, typically it's because you're either in a humid climate or a really dry climate. And I'm in a very dry climate. And a lot of times when my decks bow and stuff like that, I will take them and I'll make sure I run the humidifier in this room. And I will put them like under a heavy book or something like that. Or I have like a bookbinding block that I'll press it in and leave it in for a couple days, and that usually does the trick. Um, so yeah. So yeah. Sometimes I'm a poet and I didn't even know it, right? Yeah, cardstock is amazing, you guys. So, and it comes with a nice little guidebook. Um, yeah. Typical, my biggest complaint with Los Carballo always is you don't need to put all the languages. I understand why. It does make manufacturing easy. But yeah, tiny little white book with basic meanings, nothing crazy. So, um, yeah, the new Illuminati tarot, great. So then I was like, oh, I hope the Whispers of Time tarot has the same cardstock. I was like, please, please, please give me the same cardstock, please. Oh, I want the same cardstock, and I was pleasantly surprised. You guys, this deck, oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this deck. Same cardstock. The backs are gorgeous. Gilding. Lovely gilt deck. Nothing crazy. Simple packaging. I love these style boxes, by the way. One of my favorites. Um, so I've seen some stuff on the internet about this deck allegedly being AI. It is not. Um, Unequivocally, it is not. And the artist for this deck is a Ukrainian artist. I've shared their Instagram in the description box down below. They work in acrylics, and then they do digital work on top of their acrylic work, which is really cool. But this is not an AI deck, just to be explicitly clear. um, that is my TED Talk. Thank you. Okay, so look at the deck, you guys. The aesthetic. It's kind of very dark and moody. It's very me. Look at that Empress. Oh, she's gorgeous. Those lovers. I'm obsessed with this deck right now. Look at this hermit. Isn't he amazing? Oh my goodness. What do you guys think about this one in chat? I love this one. It looks, oh, so good. And the cardstock's identical to the Tarot Illuminati. It's that same buttery papery feel. Look at that tower. Oh, it's gorgeous. I'm obsessed with this deck. I can't even. So good. It does kind of have a Baroque vibe, right? Because it is that you know, um, that light and dark kind of aspect, right? And the miners are gorgeous as well. I mean, look at that floor. It's very RWS. Nostalgia. I love this. Look at that 8. Oh, it's so good. Very kind of Madonna of the Rocks style here, which I like. It gives me very Da Vinci feelings, right? Um, yeah. There's something about this deck that is just I don't know, I can't pin it down, but it is it is gorgeous and I'm kind of obsessed. The artwork is stunning. It's dark and it's moody. This is a deck where I wish Los Carabeo gave us a more comprehensive guidebook than their usual little white book rundown of kind of tarot card meanings and stuff like that in a bunch of different languages. Because, like, I feel like the artist has some really interesting perspectives to share. I've kind of just done a cursory glance at her Instagram and stuff like that, but I'm going to kind of dig in and see if I can find some more. But yeah, very, very gorgeous deck. And the cards, again, the card stock is I can't like I never thought a day would come, you guys, where I'd get a low scare Bayo deck that I would gush about the cardstock. And I'm gushing. I'm gushing about low scare Bayo cardstock. Look at this Ten of Wands. He's so good. I just love it. Very my aesthetic. I love the flame on his crown. No moon in the Two of Swords, which I thought was an interesting choice. I love the doorway. There's a couple of those in this deck. Gorgeous. Oh, just a gorgeous deck. This will become, I think, a deck I use a lot because the aesthetic is right for me. The symbolism is right. I like the moodiness of it, but the cardstock is gorgeous. Did I back the dark edition of the Naked Truth by the same I did. I did back that. I did. Um yeah. So yeah, this I don't know. This new cardstock from look at that Five of Wands. Oh, it's so good. This new cardstock from Los Scarabeo, you guys, it is so on point. Like I just can't look at how good this looks. I love how dark and moody this deck is. Oh, that magician. He's so good. This sun card, the sun and the moon, gives me like old alchemical manuscript vibes, which I kind of really dig. No creepy baby, which is wonderful. But yeah, the Whispers of Time Tarot. Loving this one so much. Um, yeah. Do I have particular go-to Old Faithful decks? I do. I have quite a few workhorse decks that I tend to read with. A lot of people request decks these days when I do readings, through like my website and stuff. So I tend to go with the decks that people request. But like Terra Volatile is a deck I use constantly. For myself, the old style tarot I use a lot. Scarab and Delilah has Delilah. Scarab and Dahlia has become a pretty consistent workhorse deck. The lovely Ohm Tarot I use a lot. Um, what else do we have on my deck? I'm just looking at my reading table here. Um, Pagan Otherworlds I use a ton. Um, of course, the Star Tarot, that's an old workhorse for me. The Royal Fez Moroccan, I love. I use that deck a lot. Of course, the RWS and the Thoth are pretty standard in my practice. Um, the Druid Craft, I use a lot. La Corte de Toroki, I use a ton. That's always, I mean, it's probably one of my favorite decks ever, which is La Corte, which is a Il Menegillo deck. Cool little deck. So yeah, I have quite a few little workhorse decks. So yeah, um, what's my most requested deck? I don't know. I'd have to go look. I'd have to like export. So most of the time when people request decks, like if you book a reading with me through my website, typically in the notes section where like I there's a section where you can put like very specific questions, or if there's like context you want to provide for your reading, or if there's a deck you want to request, they'll people will put it in there. Um, so I'd have to like parse that out. I love Terra Volatile. If you're working with Terra Volatile, I will say when I very first started using the Terra Volatile, I worked with it without the alchemical suit. Um, and I would take it out. Now, typically, when I read with it for myself, I'll read with the suit, the alchemical suit, and then when people request it, because I do have quite a few people who have requested it, I will always uh, ask if they want it included or not. So yeah, um, I'm trying to think what else I reach for pretty consistently. Um, those are the ones that pretty much always live on my table right now. And then I have things like um, the Anna K, which I use a lot. I'm trying to think. The Rain Shadow and the Rainforest Oracles and Tarots. But yeah. Oh no, no, you're good. You're good. You're good. That was. Oh yeah, of course, RWS. Yeah, RWS and Thoth. There, I keep them. I have a couple versions of each on my table at all times. I have big versions and I have little versions, and the Aquarian Tarot I use a lot. I use this a lot for my zodiacal year head spreads. In fact, the little tin version, because that is a 13 card spread, and fitting all 13 cards into like a frame like for the video is always like um a challenge. So I tend to use like the little pocket editions of decks for those readings, and if people don't request a specific deck, I usually lean towards the Aquarian Tarot for that. So yeah. Anna, I have both. I have the mass market, which I hate the cardstock of, and I have the indie version, which I love the cardstock of. Um, yeah, love the love the Anna K. So, and she's still selling her indie version through her website, from my understanding. Now that it's out of print, mass market wise. Does anybody else have any other questions? Because that is all I have to share with you guys. So those are the books and tarot decks that have recently come into my collection, and I'm blown away by the new Los Scarabeo cardstock. Like, I need to go look at their catalog to see what else they've printed recently to see if it's the same cardstock, because that stuff is amazing. It's so good. Yeah, the alchemical suit is one. Yeah, a lot of people pull that one out, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So I riffle. I riffle all my stuff. I am a riffle shuffler as well. Oh, that's interesting, Bunny Kisses. That's so funny. Yeah, no, the cardstock on the mass market is too glossy for me. I'm not. Don't. Oh, you got the Noble Fleur Noir. That's exciting. Very nice. I do love some vintage decks. I love vintage decks. There's antique, ancient tarot. Hi, Claudia. No worries. So, I recently got in the Whispers of Time tarot and the new edition of the Illuminati tarot, and they both have this new amazing cardstock that Los Scarabeo has never ever um, used before, and it's like buttery and it's smooth and it's really nice. And yeah, I mean, the finish on it is great and it shuffles really well. I'm so impressed by this cardstock. Yeah, I don't know how some of you girls with your nails, I don't even know how you guys function. Just like those things, I would just nope. I don't. It amazes me. That's all I will say. Um, yeah, I'm excited for the new Baba deck as well. And I did see they sent out an email about pre-orders for the standard Bohemian Cats deck for the new edition, and I think it's supposed to go out this week. It's since it's Sunday, this week I think is what they said, because it was last. I think it was like last Wednesday they sent it out or something like that. So those pre-orders should be going up for that soon. So if you've been waiting for the standard edition pre-orders for the Bohemian Cats, should be this week. First time get yeah. See, I opted not to get the big version of the Bohemian Cats. I like the cat deck, but I was like, this is not something I'm like, oh my gosh, and it's also not something that I feel like I'm gonna reach for a whole lot. So I have the big edition of the Mythical Creatures Tarot and the um which ones do I have? I think it's the Mythical Creatures deck, the Victorian Romantic deck, and oh, I can't remember. I have a third one. Um, the Alice deck. No, I actually have four. The Alice deck, and then the Victorian Romantic. So yeah. Oh, yeah, I do have Bohemian Gothic. Yeah. It's your unicorn deck? Really? Interesting. I would never have guessed that was like your deck. That would not have been my guess. That would not have been my first guess. I know I do have giant hands, yes. I do. I have yeah, I do have very big hands. People always are like, yeah, standard tarot card size, very big hands. Um so funny. Any other questions? Anybody else have any other questions? for me. And again, as always, I've linked all the stuff I've shared today in the description box down below. So Tom has Barbie hands. Lexi, that's so funny. Little hands. Um, yeah. So don't forget, guys, if you are participating in study hall, our study hall meeting will be next Sunday. So don't forget about that. Make sure you do the reading. Yeah. And otherwise, thanks for hanging out today and checking out all of the cool new stuff. I'm so excited about this new cardstock from Los Scarabeo. I need to see what else is in this because it is so nice. It is really nice. So yeah. Oh, Tarot for Yourself is a wonderful book. That's a great book. I think it's like one of these tall books. I think it's over here, or it might be over here. I read that a long time ago now. It's a while ago. It's a great book though. I tend to listen. I'm not a big audiobook person when it comes to things that I want to like really absorb. I like listening to like fiction books, um, and like storytelling and things like that. That tends to be okay for me, but when like it's something that I really want to like dig into, I've just found audiobooks. My ADHD is just too crazy, so I miss like important stuff and then I end up having to like go back and listen to it again or reread. And so when I'm reading, I have to like focus on that, and that helps me. But that's just me. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, but T. Susan Chang is doing a new tarot podcast, which I'm very excited to kind of check out. I have not checked it out yet. I saw a post on Facebook about that. She's doing a new tarot podcast, so I will definitely be checking that out. You get really sleepy, yeah. I tend to read before bed. There's many days where I will wake up in the middle of the night and the book will be like sprawled across my chest, and I'll have to like throw the bookmark in and go back to bed, and then the next day I'm like, where did I fall asleep? And I'm like flipping the pages trying to figure out where I like do I remember this? Like yeah. Astrology books, yeah. The Stars Within You is my go-to recommendation for like beginner astrology books. I've done a review on the channel. If you're looking for like a really comprehensive, like collegiate level textbook kind of book on astrology, Parker's Astrology is the go-to. And the cool thing about Parker's Astrology is it typically includes an ephemera in the back that has all of the calculations for you. So that's kind of cool. But those are kind of the two that I recommend the most. But The Stars Within You is my go to astrology 101. It covers the basics of the zodiac, how to read basically, it's like a how to read your natal chart kind of book. So it covers the zodiac, it covers all the houses, it covers conjunctions and things like that. It doesn't get into any of the crazy stuff. And then if you're really interested in astrology, Demetra George's Ancient Astrology in Theory and Practice, the 2 volume set is amazing. That's my personal favorite. I hope that answers your question. Yeah. And I have a hard time reading on devices. The one thing I can read on, so I can't read on my phone all that often, but I can read on, so this is my iPad, and I can read on this. But I have like one of those paper um texture covers on, so I think that helps, but I actually tend to get nauseous uh when I read on devices, whether it's a phone, um, or a computer screen. If I read for too long, my eyes get like really strained, and so I tend not to do that. But that's just me. Everybody's different, right? And I love books. I love the paper. I love the smell of the books. I'm a book person. And I will say, there's a few people in chat that have been talking about moving with books. I've done some moves across the country. I moved from Colorado to Florida. Um, I moved from Florida back to Colorado. Yeah, I've done some. I moved lived and moved into Nevada, and yeah, there's I have done some moves with some books, and I yeah, books are a pain in the butt to move because they are heavy and they take up a lot of room, and yeah, they are a pain. Yeah, Black Moon Astrology. I've talked about that deck a couple times. It's great. Records, yeah, I can imagine vinyl. Oh, vinyl is very heavy. New glasses are always great. I need to go get my eyes checked. I do need to do that. Oh, that is on the list. I'm overdue. Although I haven't had usually I notice when I need to get my eyes checked cuz things will start getting out of focus. I have two different stigmatisms in my eyes. I have one that's like a football and one that's like a cat's eye. Um and they cause me all kinds of problems. All right, friends. I'm gonna get things wrapped up here. We are well over an hour. I just want to say thank you for coming and hanging out today and checking out all of the new things in my collection. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I like these little haul videos, they're kind of fun. So, but I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Again, a big shout out and thank you to all the members of Scala Metaphysicae. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Click that thumbs up button, all of that fun stuff. Don't forget, we are doing study hall next Sunday, so there will be no live stream on the channel. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you guys at the beginning of June for reflections and favorites for the next live stream. I can't believe we're almost through May, you guys. It's crazy. But as always, guys, remember everyone out there is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. So be kind out there, okay? We'll see you guys back around YouTube. Bye, everybody.